The paths of Lena Lopez and Josh Cooper first intertwined on a crisp autumn evening, setting the stage for a romance that would captivate those around them. Lena, a 26-year-old art gallery curator, had recently moved to manage the prestigious Hartley Modern Art Museum, while Josh, 28, exuded confidence, his tailored suit complementing his family's legacy of old money and influence in the community. Their eyes met across a crowded ballroom, and for Lena, the world seemed to stop. She would later describe the moment as electric, a connection so intense it felt like fate. Josh, equally entranced by the mysterious newcomer, navigated the sea of tuxedos and evening gowns to introduce himself. Their conversation flowed effortlessly, covering art, literature, and a shared love of travel. Lena was charmed by Josh's wit, while Josh admired her passion and intelligence. As the night wore on, the pair slipped away from the gala, walking through the moonlit gardens, their conversation deepening the initial spark between them. In the weeks that followed, their relationship bloomed like a summer storm, intense and all-consuming. They were inseparable, attending art gallery openings, indulging in intimate dinners at exclusive restaurants, and spending weekends at the Cooper family's coastal retreat. To outsiders, they appeared perfect, young, successful, and deeply in love. But subtle signs of trouble began to emerge. Lena's once independent, career-driven persona began to fade as she centered her entire world around Josh. Her friends noticed her growing obsession, with Lena constantly checking her phone for messages from him and growing anxious if he didn't respond immediately. Josh's close friend, Dominic Thorne, recalled an incident that, in hindsight, should have raised alarm bells. About 2 months into their relationship, Dominic met the couple for drinks. When Josh stepped away to take a business call, Lena's demeanor shifted. She began interrogating Dominic about Josh's past relationships, his female friends, and his daily activities when she wasn't around. The intensity of her questioning left Dominic uneasy, but he brushed it off as typical new relationship nerves. As the months wore on, Lena's need for constant reassurance began to strain Josh. Initially, he found her attentiveness flattering, mistaking her jealousy for passion. But soon, her demands became suffocating. Josh found himself having to account for every minute of his day, sending frequent updates and photos to prove his whereabouts. Despite these growing issues, the couple's relationship continued at breakneck speed. Within 6 months, Lena had all but moved into Josh's penthouse apartment, her presence constant and her influence growing by the day. Little did Josh know that the woman he thought was the love of his life would soon become his worst nightmare, triggering a series of events that would lead to unimaginable tragedy. The Cooper family legacy. The Cooper name had been synonymous with success in Highland Park for generations. Josh's great-grandfather, Cornelius Cooper, had founded Cooper Industries, a company that started in lumber but eventually diversified into real estate and technology. The family estate, a sprawling property with manicured gardens and stately architecture, stood as a symbol of their enduring wealth. Josh's parents, Reginald and Evelyn Cooper, were pillars of the community. Reginald, semi-retired, still held a position on the board of Cooper Industries, while Evelyn, a former debutante turned philanthropist, chaired numerous charity events. Despite their wealth, the Coopers valued a sense of normalcy in their family life. Josh and his sister, Audrey, were raised with strong values of hard work and community involvement. Though Josh's relationship with his family was generally positive, his connection with his mother, Evelyn, was the most complex. Evelyn had high standards for the women in Josh's life, seeing them not only as potential partners, but also as future additions to the Cooper legacy. When Josh introduced Lena to his family, reactions were mixed. Reginald admired Lena's intelligence, while Audrey was initially charmed by her vivacity. However, Evelyn remained skeptical, concerned about Lena's background and her eagerness to please. Cracks begin to show. What began as a passionate romance soon morphed into a suffocating relationship. Lena's need for attention and control escalated. The first major incident occurred about 8 months into their relationship when Josh had a business trip to New York. Lena's reaction to his departure was far from supportive. She demanded to accompany him, but when Josh gently explained that it wouldn't be appropriate, Lena accused him of using the trip to meet other women. Her words became frantic, and in a fit of rage, she shattered a crystal vase. Shaken, Josh sought refuge at his sister Audrey's apartment, recounting the disturbing event. Audrey, concerned, suggested that he consider ending the relationship, but Josh, clinging to the memory of their early days, convinced himself it was just a rough patch they could work through. However, Lena's behavior grew increasingly erratic. She redecorated Josh's apartment without his consent, showed up unannounced at his office, and demanded access to his emails and social media accounts. Friends and family noticed changes in Josh as well. Once outgoing and confident, he became withdrawn, anxious, and increasingly isolated from his social circle. The situation reached a boiling point during the Highland Park Summer Festival. After a minor incident where Lena accused Josh of flirting with another woman, she slapped him across the face in a fit of rage. The physical violence marked a turning point for Josh. Realizing he no longer recognized the woman he had fallen for, he knew it was time to end the toxic relationship, a descent into madness. Josh's decision to break up with Lena was fraught with dread. He knew her volatile behavior had escalated, but he chose to end things in a public setting, hoping it would temper her reaction. When he finally mustered the courage to break things off at a local cafe, Lena's initial disbelief quickly gave way to anger. She caused a scene, accusing him of betrayal, and stormed out. After the breakup, Josh took steps to distance himself, changing the locks on his apartment and informing his workplace of the situation. He began to rebuild his life, reconnecting with friends and regaining his confidence. However, a nagging worry persisted. He couldn't shake the memory of Lena's cold, calculating expression during the breakup. Meanwhile, Lena's world unraveled. She became obsessed with the idea of winning Josh back, convinced that if she could just make him see reason, they could reconcile. Her obsession deepened into stalking, and she began tracking Josh's every move. As time passed, her thoughts turned darker, and she convinced herself that Josh's family was the reason for their breakup. The tragic final. Lena's obsession reached a terrifying climax during the annual Cooper family gathering, a cherished tradition on their estate. Posing as a server, Lena infiltrated the event, strategically placing accelerants around the property. That evening, as the party was in full swing, she set her plan in motion, igniting multiple fires throughout the mansion. Panic quickly ensued as the flames spread. Guests frantically tried to escape, but the fire was too fast. By the time firefighters arrived, the mansion was engulfed in flames. 3 people lost their lives that night: Reginald Cooper, a young tech prodigy named Andrew Cooper, and a child playing hide-and-seek. The investigation revealed that the fire had been deliberately set, and Lena was quickly identified as the prime suspect. After a nationwide manhunt, she was eventually captured and sentenced to life in prison for her horrific crimes. What had begun as a seemingly perfect love story ended in devastation, leaving an indelible scar on Josh Cooper and his family. And that's the tragic story of how love can turn into obsession with devastating consequences. If you found this video intriguing, make sure to hit the like button and share your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on our latest true crime stories, fascinating mysteries, and more. Thanks for watching, and stay safe out there.